Hey guys, it's fastforza here. Today we're going to be doing a new video on Horizon 5. Forza Horizon 5 came out 2 weeks ago, I think, and I've been posting on Instagram and I've been getting questions about my settings. I've also been getting other questions, and on this video I'm just going to be going over all of my settings on this game, and I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and advice. So let's just get into it. Alright guys, so I want to start with a tip that maybe some of you guys already know, but if you don't, if you've noticed on Horizon Life, when you're playing Forza and you try to open photo mode, you would see that there's a delay, and that delay can cause problems like you can't do drift shots, you can't turn your wheels or photos, it's really annoying, you can't do rolling shots properly. And one way to fix that is by going into Horizon Solo. And once you're in Horizon Solo and you finally open up photo mode, there won't be a delay, so you can do drifting shots, you know, with your wheels turning. You can do rolling shots properly, and if you're doing still shots, you can turn your wheels, and you will also be able to do that just like Horizon 4. You know, on Horizon 4 there was no delay, but on this game, on Horizon Life, there's a delay for some reason. So that's one tip you can keep in mind. Alright, now we can get started on the photo mode settings. As you can see, the photo mode hasn't changed one bit from Horizon 4. So, you know, my settings are almost the same. I guess some things have changed quite a bit, but let's just get into it. So shutter speed, for this picture in particular, I have it at 100 because, you know, it's a drifting shot and I want the car to look like it's, you know, moving fast. If you put it at 0, as you can see, the background will look like, you know, the car's not moving, but then you turn it up and then it looks like the car's moving. So for this picture, I'm gonna leave this at 100. Now we have the focus mode. The focus mode is, if you have it on tracking, it would focus up on the whole car, but if you have it on panning, as you can see, it makes it like really blurry over the whole car, like as if the car's moving really fast. And once you're doing panning, usually the shutter speed will change. So when you do panning, the shutter speed will change way lower, as you can see here. So if we have it on panning, I would usually use around 8 shutter speed. And as you can see, like the back of the car, it looks like it's like zooming in basically. But if you're doing tracking, the shutter speed would be on any, because the car, you know, the car will be focused. So you can do, maybe you want to do less shutter speed, but for me on tracking, I want to leave it on shutter speed 100. I want to leave it on tracking. So with tracking, for this picture, I'm doing 100 shutter speed. Then we have focus mode. Focus mode is, I don't really use this setting. I don't really see a difference even when I turn it all the way up. I just can't really see that big of a difference, so I don't really mess with it. If you do use it and you actually see a difference, maybe I'm just using it wrong, but I don't really use the settings, so I just leave it at 0. As you can see, it doesn't do much of a difference, or that I can see, so I just leave this here at 0. Our next setting will be exposure. Exposure is one of the most important settings on here. Obviously, it's like the brightness basically. This obviously, you know, if the pictures are really bright, you know, obviously you don't want it like that. You want to turn it down. If it's too dark, then you want to turn it up. For this picture, I thought the best that it would look would be around here, you know, around 50 something, 60 maybe, but I'll just leave it here. Just leave it at 63. But you guys remember, you can just copy this setting into whatever picture. Exposure is one thing that always changes for every single picture. You know, it can change from being 20 up to being 70 or 80, even higher, who knows, all the way up. But for this picture, obviously you want to do what's best, and 63 looks really nice. Now Aperture. Aperture is what makes the background blurry. You know, if you turn that up, like all the way up, obviously you will make you will see the blur, and you will see that the part that is focused on is still clear, but that's why you don't want to use too much. Since I'm doing a rolling shot, drifting shot, I mean. I'm just gonna turn it off because the background's already kind of blurred from the shutter speed, so I'm not really gonna use this for this picture. But when I do use it, I do from like 10 to 20. So usually I do like 17. Like 17 would be my go-to, I guess, for most of my pictures that are still, that are like the car's not moving. But for this picture, since I'm already using shutter speed, I'm just gonna leave it at 0. Alright, now our shape, it doesn't really, this is like the aperture, it goes along with the aperture. So when you have the blur, you know, the blur will have like a lot of shapes. I just leave this as circle. I don't really mess with this. I mean, the way I edit photos, you don't really notice this, so I just leave it as circle. It doesn't, I never change it, just stays as circle. Sampling, also another thing I don't change. I leave this at quality, of course. So yeah, this stays at quality. Now contrast is one major thing as well, you know, along with exposure. Contrast, another big thing. You know, the more you use, it will make, obviously give the picture more contrast. Like, you know, the darker areas will look really, really dark, like where the bumper is at and stuff. So like if you turn it all the way up, it will look really dark. If you turn it down, then it will make the picture brighter. As you can see, you turn it all the way up, I mean, that just looks horrible. But when you turn it all the way down, I mean, come on, it gets so bright that the whole picture is gray. So you just want to find that good spot. For my pictures, I never go below 50 or above like 65. It's always between. Contrast goes along with brightness. You know, your brightness, if you have it at a certain setting, it would affect what the contrast will be. But with my brightness being 50, my contrast, I'll just leave it here. Now our color. Color is another setting that doesn't change much. And if you want to add more color to your picture, obviously you want to turn that up. If the picture looks like it doesn't have much color, maybe the car's red and it doesn't look like the red that it actually looks like on gameplay, then maybe you want to turn it up. But in general, I recommend that if you have some scenarios like that where the car is red and it just doesn't look as red, I recommend that you saturate it up on editing, like after, because when you turn this up here, you know, it will not only make the car more saturated, but it will make the whole picture more saturated, and sometimes that can look bad. But my color, I just leave it here from like 70 to 80. It just stays there. Now my brightness, the brightness, like I said, is the thing that goes along with contrast. The brightness here, I like it at 50. When I turn it up, as you can see, it makes the picture bright. As you can see, it goes along with contrast if I turn up contrast. But it is different every time. You can just turn it up and then turn up the other one expecting it to be the same. It will be different. But for my brightness for this picture, it will be 50. And if I go lower, it would make it darker. But for this one, along with contrast is 52, my brightness will be 50. Now we have sepia. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but of course the one you're seeing on the screen right now. This one is something that I haven't seen much people used, and I really find it like really effective. Obviously, if you turn it all the way up, it kind of like turns on the saturation, I guess. I really like it because Forza has like really like saturated blues and a lot of saturated colors that just don't look that realistic. If you have it at 0, as you can see, it just looks way too blue. It doesn't look that realistic. So I always have it on 40 and I never change it. This is one setting that I never changed. All my posts that you see on my page, they all have sepia on 40. So I leave this at 40. Then we have vignette. I also don't know if that's how you say it. But as you can see, you turn this all the way up and it just looks horrible, man. I really don't recommend you use this. If you wanna add some like dark, you know, like shadows or something to your photos, I recommend you do like linear gradients or like radial gradients on editing, but just do not use this. It's better for you not to use it at all than to use it. even if you want to do like the shadows, like the dark, spots. But you just leave it at 0. It looks horrible in my opinion, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I always leave it at 0. I never touch it. Now, temperature is one thing that I've noticed it has changed a lot on this game. I think it's because it's Mexico, desert. The map is like really yellowish. It might be because of that. On this picture, we don't really have much yellow, so even when I turn it all the way up, it doesn't look even that much yellow. But when you turn it all the way down, it will look really blue. Temperature on Horizon 4, I would usually have it like on 49, and I would just leave it there. But for this game, I've been changing it a lot for every picture. For this picture, I think around here looks really nice. I don't think it looks too blue. Like if I put it here, it just looks way too blue, and I don't want to put it all the way up either because I don't want it to look yellow. But yeah, on Horizon 4, like I said, it will usually be 49. On this game, I've been changing it quite a bit from picture to picture, but for this picture in general, I'll just leave it here at 37. But I never go above 50. That's one thing. Now the car lights, for a lot of posts I turn it off because it doesn't make the front of the car like all bright and stuff. For this picture, it's not that bad, so I'm gonna leave it on. And the super headlights are just really good, so I don't wanna turn them off because the headlights look really nice. So I'm just gonna leave it on for this picture and just take some pictures like that, because I mean, yeah, the headlights are just too good to turn off. And then we have drivers disabled, crowd disabled, and creatures disabled, and that's it. Those are my settings. Now I'm gonna be showing you guys, I guess, some of the angles and zoom that I take. So now let's just show the process I get from zooming in. So I take vertical photos, so I obviously turn it sideways, and then my zooming, I guess my go-to on zoom is like on 1.4. Some cars might look more photogenic if you're zooming out more, or some might look more photogenic if you're zooming in a little bit more. The lowest I would go is usually like 1.9 or 1.0, and the most, I guess, maybe 2.5. I don't really change it that much, but I usually just stick around 1.4. So that's my go-to. And another tip, if you guys don't do this, when I take my pictures, I actually like take it and I wait for it to process. And when it's done processing, I press B, and then I take the picture. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. My settings haven't changed much from Horizon 4. Maybe some things did, but the photo mode is the same thing. The photo mode is still the same as Horizon 4. But besides that, I hope you guys liked the video. Hopefully this helps you if you're doing photography on this game. And if you have any more questions, let me know in the comment sections, or send me some DMs on Instagram at fastforza. But if anything, I recommend you comment on here, so because not many people comment, so I would see the comments either way. So yeah, like I said, if you have any more questions, comment. I'll try to do more videos, and I hope this helped. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.